Well, fans, here we are, the main event here in East Carondelet, Illinois, and boy, what a night this has been, and it's just still going on, and the champion, David Vaughn, defending the title against Sean Vincent, and here at ringside, joining me with some play-by-play, is the gentleman who won tonight the opportunity to do battle with whoever wins this match here tonight coming up on September the 18th. My good friend, and I know yours, Danny Boy. Danny, welcome to ringside.
Thank you, Herb. I'm just here to watch these two boys and see what the outcome is and see what I got for next month.
Oh, yeah, well, like I said, Gary Jackson, I know, is upset, but, you know, Gary kind of messed over himself tonight.
Well, you know, when you don't play by the rules and you mess around, you're going to get bit, and that's what happened to him tonight.
Well, and it's like I told him, it's not my job to tell everybody, even you, what's going to happen down the road, who we're getting matches put together with, but he's upset because I didn't tell him whoever was going to win. I mean, that wouldn't change the outcome anyway.
No, not at all. I mean, I didn't know. You didn't say anything to me. It's just one of those things that happens in this business, and you find out as you go.
Well, and I got to tell you, both of these contestants in the ring now, of course, Dave Vaughn speaks for himself because he is the MMWA-SICW champion, but this Sean Vincent is a worthy opponent here, and I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to September the 18th to you to do battle with either one of these guys. Oh,
yeah, you know, they're both two young studs. They both won it. You know, Dave's a champion. He's a great champion. I've had the opportunity to train with him, and we've gone down the road a couple times, and he's a very, very good technical wrestler. He's come a long way, and he's the champion. He's the man. This Sean Vincent, same thing. He's hungry. He's on the wrong side of the playing field. You know, he's got Travis, the lowlife, for the manager, but you can't take anything away from him. He's a great technical wrestler. He knows his stuff. They both go to school, and they both learn their craft, and they're both real good at it.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Let's take a moment. You heard me announce that on September the 18th, we're going to do a triple main event back here in East Carondelet. Of course, the one would be you going against the winner of this bout, because that person's going to be the champion. But then we got to talk about the other two main events. Chris Hargis, great athlete, going against the future Donovan Ruddick. What's your thoughts on that match?
Well, the thing about that match, you got two young studs in there again. Once again, they're both hungry. They both want it. Donovan Ruddick, like I say, it's the same situation. He's young and impressionable, and Travis got to him. The other guy, he's a great competitor, and, you know, it's going to be a toss-up because they're both two great competitors.
Oh, yeah, and then, of course, the third main event is going to be the big Texan, the big masked man, and his opponent's going to be somebody that's no stranger to you, and I'm talking about Ron Powers.
Well, I'm kind of partial to that one, you know that, but you're not going to see too many hammerlocks or arm drags or hip tosses. You're just going to see an out-and-out fight.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And, of course, that's going to be on Saturday night the 18th, but before that, Saturday night, September, I keep saying May for some reason, but September the 11th.
Back in 1972 in Danny Boy's prime, I bet he wishes he could have done a seated drop kick just like that. But I understand he's still the champion of the old folks home, isn't he?
Boy, that's one guy that won't quit.
You know, that guy could say all he wants. I might be the old man, but I still got a lot left in me.
Oh, without a doubt. And we're going to see that on Saturday night, September the 18th. But as I was saying before that, September the 11th. Mark that down, September the 11th. Tony Costa, not with us tonight. He's on an assignment, him and his lovely wife, but they will be back September the 11th at South Broadway Athletic Club with another great card. And then, of course, back here on the 18th. And then Danny Boy on September the 25th. Two big shows. Not a lot of promotions can say that nowadays. We're going to start off that afternoon at 1 o'clock in Hillsdale, Missouri. And that night, you'll be on the card in Fairmont City, Illinois.
That reminds me of the old days when we used to do that all the time, Herb, go from one to the other. And, you know, it's great that they're doing that again. It's great that you guys are bringing wrestling back, and I'm excited about it.
Well, I'm telling you, and we don't mean to take away from this action here, but the champion, Dave Vaughn, has really taken it to his opponent, Sean Vincent, and you hear this crowd They are definitely USA made.
Oh yeah, all the time. This is the best crowd. You know, any crowd in the Midwest, especially here in East Carondelet and over at the South Broadway Athletic Club, those are the best fans in the world.
Well, without a doubt, and like I said, you know, the guys come out and they work 110%, and these fans, we couldn't do it without them coming out and supporting these shows. And this crowd has been fired up tonight with all the action. Gary Jackson got him started early in your match. You know, he was complaining that he was robbed. You threw him over the rope. But, you know, you got to take your hat off to the likes of a Gary Jackson.
Oh, I respect Gary wholeheartedly. You know, if you remember, Herb, it's 1 year ago today that I came back and actually tagged with Gary and Keith Smith because they called me and said they needed a hand. Well, I came back and did that. You know, who would ever thought 1 year later the tide has turned and things have changed, which they always do in professional wrestling. Now it's going to be him and I against each other.
Well, and that is going to be a match down the road. And I told him, yeah, you'll get another shot at Danny Boy. It may be when he's got that gold around his waist. Or it may be down the road a couple of shows. But it's not going to be on September the 18th because he lost here tonight. And Danny Boy, regardless if it was a win by a DQ or what it was, you won. You're in the win column there. And whoever wins this match here, you're going to be going against for that title.
Well, I've always, you know, Herb, you've known me from a young man. I started in this business when I was 17, and I've always tried to have that positive attitude. You know, I wasn't always the biggest guy or you know, the strongest guy. I always tried to come across as being a good wrestler and showing that, you know, a good wrestler can always beat a good big man or anyone in between.
Well, that's without a doubt there. And this Sean Vincent, boy, I'll tell you, he is working on the champion in and out of the ropes. What? Look at this. This is kind of an unorthodox move.
That's a new one I've never seen before.
And the champion finds himself down on the floor. But here's Travis Cook. What's he doing? Whoa, wait a minute. He caught him. Whoa! Sean Vincent comes across. And the champion catches him, takes him. Oh, he runs the champion into that iron post. This could be a major, major mistake by the champion.
Yes, that could be the turn of the tide right there, Herb. That could be the end of the end for Dave.
Sean Vincent trying to capitalize on a mistake made by the champion, but I can't say that, you know, it was at the hands of Travis Cook once again trying to get involved.
Exactly. You know, and you got a great match like this. You got two young guys who are good at what they do, and then you have that piece of trash come in and ruin it.
Well, you know, and we got to say he's not the first. I remember going back to the days of the Big Daddy. You know, and I know those days are really there in your mind because you were at the other side of that for many years also. But just when you get rid of one, somebody else crops up.
Well, you know, you got Big Daddy, you had the Magic Man, now you have Travis Cook. You know, they're always those guys in their little cliques, and there's always obstacles in this business that you have to deal with, and unfortunately, it's guys like that.
Well, both men now on their feet. Referee tell them to quit raking the eyes, stay out of the eyes of each other, and it's Sean Vincent on the attack. He's got the champion up in the corner, and now Sean Vincent getting ready to deliver those right hands, but he blocks it, and he throws him off. That's why he's the champion.
Well, you know, the one great thing about this Dave Vaughn, he's a great wrestler, but a lot of people overlook in him, he's a strong kid too. He's a very strong kid, and he's not noted for that.
Well, and I got to tell you, Danny Boy, when Dave Vaughn first came on the scene with the MMWA and the SICW, he reminded me so much of you when I met you when you were 17 years old. This little scrawny guy. I remember telling Tony Costa, where did you find this boy at? And now look at you. These years later, you've held every gold imaginable. And it's just a pleasure to have you back affiliated with the MMWA and the SICW.
Well, you know, it's a pleasure to be back. It's one of those things, Herb, that once this business is in you, it's something that never goes away. The feeling of competition never goes away. And
I don't mean to interrupt you, but now look at this Travis on the ringside, and now Sean Vincent's got that Canadian flag, I don't think Dave Vaughn realizes it. He turns around. Oh! He turned around, but it was too late. And now he's going to get a 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute. Travis Cook once again. What's he doing? Now, Sean Vincent on the top rope. Coming off. He misses with that elbow. The champion gets out of the way. That backfired on Travis and Sean.
Dave had enough presence of mind to still get out of the way. And he looks like he's getting ready to hit him with the big one.
It looks like he's waiting for him for that spear.
If he hits him with this, Herb, it's over.
Oh no, Vincent waiting for him with that reverse mule kick. Oh, he picks him up on the shoulder, but he slides down. But he gets him that time.
I guarantee you, he's got him here. Good night.
1, 2, 3. And Danny boy, you will get a shot at the championship and the champion, Dave Vaughn.
Well, it's going to be a great match. I'm going to train as hard as I can. You know, Dave and I are friends, but when it comes down to it, we're both competitors.